Hey everyone, another weekly update for you. So first of all, the documentation. I've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and I've put in hundreds of hours on this. I touched on it in the last video, actually went over quite a few of the different new things coming in the new docs. Today I added a banner to our existing docs, which you see right here, saying try our new beta documentation. Click through there and it takes us to this new URL. We've got beta-docs.vendure.io. Little notice saying it's a developer preview. If you got feedback, please leave us this feedback on GitHub, on Discord. There are still things to do. There's still things to improve. So that's why it's not fully released yet. But I believe it's at a stage where it's actually superior to, well, no, it is definitely far, far superior to our existing docs. So, you know, if you're working with Vendure day to day, I would say just use these docs. If you do find any mistakes, just let us know. But there's way more information and the way it's organized is just better. It's just better. So in the last video, I went over a lot of the new things. Since then, I've done even more reorganization. For example, the developer guide, I've split it into sections to try and just give it a bit more of a structure. It's kind of hard. It's just a hard problem to take all these different concepts and they're all interconnected and interlinked and try and kind of pull them out and put them into little buckets and say this is here, but really there's kind of an overlap between them. So that's a challenge, and maybe there's still things to improve on the organization. Let me know if things just don't seem to flow right, or think this information is in the wrong place. It should be mentioned here when you first encounter it. Try them out, use them as your daily driver docs when you're building stuff on Vendure, and let me know. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you is something that I've been working on the past couple of days for the admin UI, and this is a feature that is going to be in the next minor 2.1. So here's the scenario. You're an order manager, you're working with a Vendure site, and day to day you've got to manage the orders. You got to look at this list, the orders list. Let's say you want to see all the orders which have been completed by the customer. So that means they've paid for it. So if I want to see that list, I've got to go on the filters and I've got to filter by state and select payment settled or payment authorized. And then I get to see that list. Later on, I go and do something with some products, and then I come back to the orders list. And now I've got to do those filters again. Click, 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 just to get back to that list. Wouldn't it be great if we could save these filters as preset views? Well, soon you'll be able to do that. So you'll see here there's a new button, Save as Preset. If I click that, I can name it and we'll call it Completed. Once I do that, we get it up here in a tab. This can be toggled on or off. And if I go around the app, do some other things and come back to the orders list, I can just click on that tab and then I have my preset filters all ready to go. We can modify it as well. We can add another one. Let's say we want a filter with a total is greater than 100. And we can call this big orders. And now we can toggle between the two. We've got our completed orders, we've got our big orders, and we can add as many of these filters as we want. They'll be persisted. If I refresh the page, they're still there. So this is stored at the moment in local storage, so it's just for that browser. In the future, I think there's scope for storing some of this stuff on the server, so you can have your user settings between different browsers on different devices and so on. But for now, this is all the groundwork we're laying, just putting these into place. It will be then relatively easy to just persist these strings onto the server, just JSON objects that are stored in the local storage. Anyway, I think this one is going to be a really big UX improvement for people who are using Vendure day to day. And it works for any of these data tables. So product variants where, let's see, the name contains shoe. There we go, we can call that shoes. In the coming week, there's some more ideas I've got to improve the data table even more, such as being able to render custom fields and maybe other fields with your own custom components. This is something that's been requested a few times already, and it should be in there. There have been a lot of issues, bug reports, feature requests in the last couple of weeks. Thank you everyone for contributing. those with pull requests as well. Definitely big thanks to you guys. It's always a pleasure for me to interact with the Vendure community. I'm very happy how it's growing, and I will give you another update next week. See you then.